It's not Bint. It's not, no, this is not Bint. This is someone else entirely. I'm pretty sure Rev has done a story on her before. I am reasonably sure that Rev has done a story on this person before, going after Kirsche, and calling Kirsche a racist. I think, if I'm remembering it correctly, I believe this is her. I think that's who it is. But let's jump in and find out.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're going to be talking about a VTuber who recently lost out on an opportunity and even announced a hiatus as a result of these related events. This is someone
See?
who
Okay, Keen,
recently
good
had
night.
posts discovered where they're saying very racially charged insults as well as directing harassment campaigns against other VTubers. Now, a lot of the Twitter freaks out there, they think that describes me. No, I'm not the one doing those things. It's
That.
people like Narolina here. We have talked about this VTuber
Yes.
in the past and even recently for some pretty relevant reasons. And now they are taking a hiatus and they've stepped down from a recent VTuber related event because of the
Hiatus or a graduation?
backlash she is facing and the event is facing for allowing her to be a founder of the events. Now, before we get into her statement, which is filled with a lot of misleading information, I just wanted to announce to you guys that my latest Patreon exclusive video is now live as of today. If you want to check out my Patreon and everything on it, I'll put a link to it in the pinned comment. There's bonus content there. We've recently revamped the page. There's a lot of benefits you can get.
It's, yeah, I am glad that his Patreon is really taking off. That's like because what I'm thinking he's doing is because I noticed I haven't really seen him posting like he was posting 2 videos a day. And I think Rev may have realized that it would be more beneficial for him to post 1 video on YouTube and then post 1 video on his Patreon. So now he's back to only posting 1 video a day, and the second video goes up on his Patreon, which is a smart thing to do. That's absolutely a smart thing to do because then you get, pardon me, you get like Patreon exclusive content, and it's a way for him to earn an income. So yeah, it makes perfect sense. I think I think that's because the last like 2 or 3 days, he's only posted 1 video when for a brief time he was posting 2 and said he was going to be posting 2. And now I think he's transitioned to taking one of those videos and posting to his Patreon, which obviously is a good idea because he's showcasing them as Patreon exclusives. And there you go.
At the end of the day, if you want extra content and you want to support me in this channel, this is a great way to do it. And I appreciate the crazy amount of support you guys have provided for this Patreon. But let's jump back into the
probably better to do the Patreon exclusive on YouTube as a member bid. Well, I don't think he trusts you. He may not trust YouTube because don't forget, on Patreon exclusives, he doesn't have to censor himself. See, I am not 100% sure what degree of self-censoring you have to do on YouTube, even for your member exclusive videos. I don't know. I don't know if you still have to basically, you have to use the coded language or YouTube might do something. I don't know. But yeah, the fact is I would trust YouTube. On Patreon, he can be absolutely free to speak how he wishes to speak. And so that's why Patreon makes more sense. He's still getting a membership fee, and he doesn't have the censorship of YouTube.
Topic for today. And it all begins with the Onyx Awards. And for lack of a better phrase, it is the Black VTuber Awards.
Yes.
And it's very controversial. Okay, if you look at the post that is promoting it, there's hundreds.
And look at, oh my God, look at when they're doing it. Notice the dates that they're doing the Black VTuber Awards. They're doing it on Juneteenth. Yeah, it's. I'm actually not going to say it's racist. I'm not. As shocking as this might sound, I'm not going to say this is a racist event on its face. There are plenty of awards that are individual or group specific. Pandering, is it pandering? Absolutely. That absolutely. It's absolutely pandering. It's we have seen there are a number of awards and holidays and all sorts of stuff that is specific to a specific, ethnicity, a specific race, a specific religion. There are multitudes of that, and they're not racist or anything. So I actually don't consider this racist. If you want to host an award show for Black VTubers, fine. Go ahead. There's nothing wrong with it. There is the question, like one of you guys brought up, is how are they defining who is a Black VTuber? That's a good question. I don't know. That would be that would be interesting to see what their criterion would be for who is considered a Black VTuber. I don't know. But yeah, is this absolutely pandering? Is this an SJR move? Well, actually, funny that you should mention that. When the Onyx Awards was announced, someone else said, "We're okay, cool. I'm doing a white VTuber Awards," and people lost their shit. As soon as the Onyx Awards popped up, another VTuber said, "Cool, I'm gonna host a white VTuber Awards," and then people lost their fucking minds because of course, if a white person does it, it's racism. If a Black person does it, it should be celebratory.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of interactions. Some people criticizing it, some people supporting it, and a lot of other people just fighting amongst each other, right?
Yeah.
Now, of course, the kind of end result of today's video is going to result with Narolina stepping down as a founder and walking away from this event and announcing a hiatus from VTubing related activities. Now, this happened because people...
Hang on. Just in case Rev probably will go through this, but let's see. Since I was being called everything between the hard R and the R word, fuck's sake, I was driven by a heightened emotion and tried to clap back, citing the phrase racist Nazi Mayo moon crickets in my tweet. For context, the word moon cricket was historically used against Black slaves as a slur to insult those who sang hymns through the night and looked rough because of it. And considering that I was already being lamented with derogatory language, at the time I thought going dark woke and fighting back with something equally as inflammatory was the correct response. That is not the case. Yeah, I've never heard of that either. My past action... Actually, can someone research, please, and tell me if what she just said, that using this word as a slur against black slaves who sang hymns through the night. Can someone please do some research? It's real and old. Okay. So my research strays are already on the ball and have already said it is real. Okay, cool. My past actions have caused a great deal of grief, harassment, and abuse towards my mutuals, colleagues, and friends, and I cannot sit idly by without properly addressing it anywhere. I apologize for my actions, my words, my lack of something. Okay, I'm guessing Rev is probably going to blow these up bigger to see all of them.
From VTubing related activities. Now, this happened because people were pointing out some of her very controversial posts. As pointed out here in this reply, they have changed their bio. The Onyx Awards originally had 3 founders listed with their ats, of course, and one of those people was, of course, Narolina. The other 2 individuals, I don't know anything about them, but we're focusing on Narolina for today. And if you look at their account right now, all 3 of the founders are gone. Now, they might claim that's because they're facing harassment, but a lot of people would say that's because Narolina, one of the founders, has had a bunch of very troubling tweets resurface and they're facing backlash because of.
And by the way, facing harassment, not only Narolina, what have all three of them said? What have all three of them said on Twitter? Because I'm going to guess that the other two are probably not angels either. That would be my guess.
That, and the event is facing backlash for allowing someone like that to be their founder. So this is the focus right here, and it's an example of another individual that probably would have never been on my radar at any point ever if it wasn't for the fact they tried to go after Kirsche and lead a harassment campaign against her and call her slurs and other stuff.
Oh my God. Do you see what I see? Chat, do you see what I see? Eh? What do we got here? Now, I have no idea if this is referring to her cosmetology business catering to he, she's, and theys, or if this is referencing Narolina herself. I don't know. Because normally when people do the pronouns, they put it here. Although they did say location, UK, and I'm not sure. Is that Brazil? I got that's the is it Jamaican flag? Okay. So the Jamaican flag and the UK flag. So just that they go by any pronoun. So they go to so she's going to the extreme in pronouns. Well, she's got the LGBT flag. This is not just trans is included, but the LGBT along with the cross. And actually, I disagree. I'm going to disagree that you can't have the LGBT flag and the cross. I will disagree with that because there are I have heard many churches that are they don't care if you're LGBT. You are still welcome to pray in their church. So actually, I have no issue. The combo of these two, I don't have an issue with. There are many churches that are fully accepting of people that are LGBT. They said we don't care what your sexual identity is. We don't care what your sexual preference is. You are welcome to pray here. Blah, words are hard. You are welcome to pray here, and that's great. That's great. So this is not an issue. This right here is delusion. This right here is just delusion.
And also disparage me in many such cases, by the way. But they made this statement yesterday announcing that they are stepping away as one of the founders. They are completely removed from the event and they're going on a hiatus. It's a bit of a longer statement here, so I'm going to break it up into some smaller chunks. Let's begin with the intro. It says,
"Hi.
To all who may or may not know me, hello, I'm Narolina, and I've made some comments in the past in which I would like to give context to. Now, I'm going to spoil this.
Here we
comments
go.
in the past, most of which have come from at the most within a year ago, and some of them within the last couple of weeks. But anyways, they say back in 2025, I made a statement against Kirsche and the wider VTuber fan community as I was facing.
That's a good question. Is she going to be I won't call her a victim. Is she going to be another example of these people eating their own? She's not a victim because she's like, she probably, I think she attacked Kirsche and called her a Nazi and an istophobe for basically just being Kirsche and talking about the news and giving her opinions on the news. And she was instantly labeled as a Nazi fascist istophobe. She ain't no victim. Is she the newest example of the left eating its own? Possibly. We shall see.
Against Kirsche and the wider VTuber fan community as I was facing racial attacks due to a video I made addressing drama tubers and my iris for their actions. Now, that video, I could pull up some clips from that, but I think there's an even more on point clip from an even more recent video of hers where she's talking about how black VTubers or minority VTubers respond to what they believe are attacks from not just VTuber fans, but VTubers in general.
And this has been a concurrent event that continuously happens in the VTubing community. A non-black person will say something controversial or will be racist. Black VTubers see this and speak up about this issue and say it's wrong. And
no, you're classifying it as racist more than likely because it's not basically worshiping you and saying you are the greatest thing since sliced bread. So if you're not virtue signaling, then you call it racist. So let's not fuck with it. You claiming something is racist means nothing. Making the statement that X thing or X verbiage or X statement is racist these days doesn't mean anything. Because the word has been perverted so much, it's lost all its meaning. And again, I'm on fucking repeat with this. The word now only means I don't like what you said, regardless of it being factually accurate or not. I don't like it. Therefore, you must be destroyed, and I am going to dehumanize you by calling you racist to make you a viable target for an unhinged person to try and kill you. That is what using racist by these individuals amounts to these days. These people don't actually know what racism is anymore. This is like, I'm guessing she's probably in her 20s, so she's probably either a very young millennial or on an older side of Gen Z. They don't actually know what racist is. They don't actually know what racism is anymore. That's why the word has lost its meaning and now means simply just, I don't agree with what you said, so therefore you are a bad person and you should be disappeared. Because they've probably never actually experienced real racism. So they don't even know what the word means. They're told that it means that it's someone that doesn't follow in lockstep with this side's ideology. And if you don't follow this ideology, then that by their definition is racist. She probably doesn't have a clue what it actually means. Ask someone who is in their 60s or 70s what racism is. They will be happy to tell you what legitimate racism actually is. And it's not this.
And VTuber fans and sometimes VTubers themselves will then turn to racism to defend their points. It is so interesting how we are now in a culture where it's normalized.
No, what you've normalized is using racism to literally just mean I don't agree with what you say, therefore you should be ended. Therefore you should be disappeared. Therefore you should be bullied or dogpiled on and forced to accept my opinion as gospel. That is what is being normalized by people like this. Not racism. Because you don't even know what racism actually is.
Refer to us with such derogatory terms, but as soon as Black people use their voices to speak out against something...
Wait, hold up. I need to hear that again.
It's normalized to refer to us with such derogatory terms.
She's crying racism because she got called a mean name. Another example. Someone called me a mean name. They're a racist. This is why education is important, people. This is what this is why education is crucial, and why and an example of why education is failing. Is that getting called a name is immediately classified as racist. Dry your tears, Snowflake. I drink coffee stronger than your feelings.
But as soon as Black people use their voices to speak out against something that they find uncomfortable, then
Yeah, it's called grow a set of balls. If you find something uncomfortable, deal with it. This is where the pussification of the millennial and Gen Z generations comes into play. If you feel uncomfortable about something, you should never have to hear about it, or it gives you the right to call someone racist. Because you feel uncomfortable. You know what I say to that? Grow a set of balls and grow the fuck up. Life is not all sunshine and rainbows. People are going to call you things that are not nice. You are going to encounter a lot of situations in your life that you feel uncomfortable. I encountered a situation yesterday or the day before that I was absolutely heartbroken about. I cried my eyes out because of it. I was uncomfortable. Did I say that that the person who presented this information in the video was racist or a fascist or an istophobe? No. I said, "Oh, this is a heartbreaking situation. We should address this. We should do something about this." I have been called a fascist in my comment section of my YouTube channel, and on Twitter. I have been called every fucking name in the book. Did I go off reeing and crying like, "How dare you call me this? You're an istophobe"? No. You know what I did? I ignored them. I let the retards cry and I went on with my day. That's what adults do. If someone calls you a bad word, you don't go crying about it and go, "I'm uncomfortable. You're a racist." No. You ignore it and you go on with your day like an adult. Because that's what adults do.
all of a sudden it's a free-for-all, and it's okay for y'all to say whatever you think you can say.
So when I say I think a lot of these statements that she's making are misleading, I think she's trying to create this sort of narrative that these rabid VTuber fans are out there and these VTubers are joining in on these racial attacks. But the main focus of this entire thing, the only VTuber name dropped here is Kirsche. And the situation with Kirsche, it didn't have anything to do with something Kirsche said. Kirsche never went after this Narolina individual, and yet Narolina was the one making posts, harassing her and directing hate towards her and saying some pretty out-of-pocket stuff. And really, this post right here kind of sets up,
here we
again,
go,
a narrative that doesn't add up when you actually look at the posts. And don't worry, we will go through all of them. So here, continuing on in her statement.
Oh, is she? Is she the one that went after Banana Juju about her dreads? I don't remember. I don't recall. I legitimately, I do not recall if this VTuber was the one that went after Banana Juju or not.
Since I was being called everything between the hard R and the R word, I was driven by
Fan Strike,
heightened emotion and tried to clap back, citing the phrase racist, Nazi, Mayo moon crickets in my tweet. For context, the word moon cricket was historically used against black slaves as a slur to insult those who sang hymns through the night and looked rough. Because of it, and considering that I was already being lamented with derogatory language at this time, I thought going dark woke and fighting back with something equally as inflammatory was the correct response. That is not the case. So, yeah, they're trying to say they were
you fucked up.
Being attacked, and they tried to attack back with the same sort of energy. They thought they were getting racist attacks against them, so they tried to be racist in return. They were fighting racism.
cheated on me with Mizuku? Okay, well, I guess I can accept it. Mizuku is a very beautiful and base VTuber, so I understand. I understand if you want to leave me for her. I hope you'll be very happy with her. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna sit here heartbroken while you cheat on me with Mizuku. I guess I'll recover somehow. I've fun. Did you two ever? Well, you know what? If you're coming here from Mizuku's stream, I'm happy to have you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Gwen, stop it! Don't call me ugly when I cry. I'm beautiful. Look, I'm beautiful when I cry. I'm gorgeous when I cry.
With racism. Probably not a very good idea. But of course, this is all focusing on Kirsche. And the post that she's referring to is not about Kirsche's fans. It's about Kirsche. So when you're saying these things up here, which we'll see in the tweet in just a second, you're calling her a racist with no proof.
Yep.
Slander. Yep. You're calling her a Nazi with no proof.
No. Okay, I'm keying in on this. It's not slander when it's written, it's libel. Sorry, I'm stuck on that lately. The frickin' Spider-Man quote is stuck in my head now. Anytime somebody uses the word slander when referencing text, it's stuck in my fucking head. If it's spoken, it's slander. If it's written, it's libel. That's like literally stuck in my head now.
Slander. And then you call her a Mayo Moon Cricket. Slur. You know, like crazy stuff. Right? And again, this whole thing is about Kirsche, who gets lumped into like pretty much every situation like this. I try not to talk too much about her, but it seems like we're always intrinsically tied in like every single kind of VTuber related drama or cancellation campaign. But this is the post we're talking about. This was during the whole Gamer Subs campaign where people were trying to get Kirsche removed from Gamer Subs, and there was a massive attempt to have that happen. Sound familiar? Well, it should, based on the last month or so with this channel. But you can see what she said. So much Kirsche hate has been in my timeline recently, and to that I say, keep it going, guys. I love to see those racist Nazi Mayo Moon Crickets getting dragged to filth. She's talking about Kirsche. Not a barrage from fans. She's singling.
If I'm not mistaken, did Kirsche even respond to this? Like, did she ever even respond to Narolina's like racism here? For some reason, I want to say Kirsche was basically the Thanos meme of like, I don't even know who you are. I don't even think she knew this tweet existed, honestly. Because she was in the middle of dealing with Anna Valens with the Gamer Subs thing. So she could give less than a fuck about some VTuber being racist to her when half the fucking internet was coming after her. So I'm pretty sure that Kirsche probably never even knew this existed.
Her out by name and saying she deserves all of this and she wants it to keep going. She's not just throwing out these terms that she's directing at Kirsche. She's all...
Giggle fingers, what do you think I've said? You said Asmon's right, ignore it and go away. What have I been saying? What have I been saying this whole fucking time? Is that if someone tries to come at you with blatant lies that you're a racist, a Nazi, whatever, you literally just say, I win, and ignore them, and walk away. I've literally been saying that for like a year. I've been saying it for a year, that if someone comes at you like this, ignore them, don't engage, because there's no purpose to engaging them. And when they see that they're getting no reaction from you, they're going to move on to the next target. I've been saying that for like a year.
also directing a harassment campaign against her. Okay? She did not include that in her recent statement. She ignored that part. And of course, in the quotes of the statement here, you have Kirsche pointing out many different things, and we'll get to them.
Oh, see, okay, so Kirsche did know.
Narolina promoting an article that essentially said you can't be racist against white people, and that basically Narolina did nothing wrong. And down here, they also mentioned that she was happy to lose her sponsorship with Advance. That's a very loaded subject right now, as you guys know. But she did lose her Advance sponsorship for those tweets, among others, I believe, at the very least because of the tweet about Kirsche. And she's happy about it. And then they whine and say that this is an example of cancel culture, referring to how Kirsche lost her sponsorship with Crime Boss for no reason whatsoever. But then you have someone saying slurs and directing harassment campaigns, losing a sponsorship, and somehow that is relatable. Like, those are on the same level? Absolutely not, right? But of
well, so Narolina is saying it's wrong now because people are calling her out on it. Because now she's a part of, because now that she is a part of like an event like this, people are digging up all of her old tweets and doing a "this you" up when she's promoting a strictly black VTuber award. And then people are digging up all of her old tweets, throwing them in her face and going, "Hey, this you?" And now she's backpedaling and eating shit. And I'm guessing the two people that she set it up with said, "Bitch, you gotta go." Because now it's been a brigade, and the other two people involved in the Onyx Awards are undoubtedly saying, "Yeah, you're gonna take our entire show down. You need to fuck off." And so, like, in her statement, she said, "I did this of my own accord." Yeah, the lie detector test is going to determine that's probably a fucking lie. And Tolkien, I was rolling. I couldn't say anything yet. Tolkien, thank you so much for the 25 gifteds on Kick. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Just comment and drop some 25 gifted. Right, like I'm rolling. You guys always do this. You always do this. I'm in the middle of just rolling on something, and then you just slap me in the face with a bunch of gifteds. Thank you, Tolkien. Thank you.
Of course, you keep looking through their account. I just keyword searched KK Kirsche. Obviously, we know what they mean by that. And it's like relentless. This was happening over and over again. They were including it in a bunch of tweets and replies to other people.
Oh,
and then in response to the backlash, they say, "Dear VTuber community, I would like to apologize to absolutely nobody. Hell, I apologize to myself for not going harder." Guys, this wasn't a tweet from like 10 years ago. This was a year ago. This was in 2025. And they continue on saying, "My words come up from a pure hatred of bigots. KK Kirsche and her fans can keep crying. What do y'all say again, Cope and Sieve?"
If someone calls her a bad word, she cries and goes, "I'm uncomfortable. You can't do that. You're a Nazi. You said something I'm uncomfortable with. Because my feelings are like not even as strong as a cup of coffee. So I'm in the I'm gonna go. I can say whatever I want to you. I can call you everything in the book. Don't you dare say anything to me because it'll make me uncomfortable." That's how these people think. So they literally they will fold in a fucking heartbeat if you go after them. If you legitimately, like, somebody like this, you go after them and you hit them where it hurts and you basically give back to them what they give to you, they will fold in a heartbeat and start crying like, "You hurt my feelings. This makes me uncomfortable. You can't say this." But when they say to you, "Oh, no, I can't be racist to you because I am the righteous one." That's why I say just ignore them. All they're gonna do is just showcase themselves to the world what fucking retards they are. They will broadcast their retardation on the internet for everyone to see, and they'll fuck themselves over. People like us don't actually need to do anything anymore. They will literally dogpile themselves by showcasing their retardation to the world, and they will bring it upon themselves. We can literally just sit back with a tub of popcorn and can just watch the fucking show. That's how this works. And thank you, Queetipo. Thank you for the gifted.
And then they continue on sharing that they lost their sponsor with Advanced. And down here they say, I just learned that Rev is sponsored by Advanced. Thank goodness they dropped me, bro. Holy ass.
There
they were working with that stinker, which, by the way, if you worked with Advanced at the time, I cannot understand for the life of me how you didn't know I worked with the company. Like, I wasn't some, like, random affiliate who just...
No, she did. That's the thing. This is performative. I just learned Rev is sponsored. That's performative. She's doing this for clicks. She's doing this to try and like achieve some kind of righteousness. When Advanced GG dropped her, she's trying to walk away with a win. So it's not like Advanced said, fuck you, we don't like you, get out. And that you're not, like, think about that. She's not good enough for Advanced GG, who is all about the SJRs. Advanced GG is all about the SJRs. And Narolina was too much for them. What does that tell you? Now, this whole thing of I just learned Rev is sponsored, that's cope. That's 100% cope. That's her basically trying to take being such a shitbag that even Advanced GG dropped her. That's her trying to take that and go, well, I don't care. This is literally a you can't fire me. Excuse me. This is literally a you can't fire me because I quit situation, where it's a desperate attempt to cope and say, I'm glad they fired me. I'm glad that they dropped me. I didn't want to work with that company anyway because they work with Rat. This is her trying to act like she's walking away with a win and trying to hurt Advanced GG at the same time. It's fucking kindergarten bullshit. This is literally grade school bullshit right here, where she's desperately trying to look like she's coming away with a win on this one, and no one's buying it.
Just had like a code, like I was like, prominently featured a lot on their website among other things. But moot point, I'm not with them anymore. They dropped me as well. I guess we have that in common. Narolina and me, we are both former Advanced partners, or I don't know if she was an affiliate or whatever, but you get my point. But it goes further. Okay, so back in June, now we're talking like a full month later, someone pointed out her previous comments under a post where she was trying to virtue signal about racism not being acceptable, and she said, don't care, with a burning cigarette. And then,
by the way, this is all clout chasing. The only reason someone posts all the shit that she posts on here, she's desperate for clout chasing. She's desperate to try and please the rabid SJRs to try and get them to come onto her stream and give her money. That's why she's saying all this. She's doing it for attention. She's doing it for clicks. She's doing it for retweets. She's doing it for likes. And she's hoping that the people clicking and the people replying, retweeting, liking will actually bother to look in her bio and find her Twitch channel and come to her Twitch channel and hope that they give her bits or subs or donos. This is all performative. This is 100% all performative for clout and for attention. Because people like this are just attention whores. That's all they are.
Back in my whole campaign with Advanced dropping me, she tried to jump in on the brigade, saying they dropped my sponsorship at the drop of a hat. but continued to platform Rev after harassing me. So obviously we all know the reason that happened. It was, I can almost 100% say it was the tweet where you said slurs and directed a harassment campaign against someone else. And me, at the time, making a video just showing your public tweets and not even asking for punishment, that's not harassment. I'm allowed to talk about people.
So she is the kind of person that says, don't you dare expose the ugliness that I am putting out to the internet. I consider that harassment, the entitlement. The absolute entitlement of bitches like this is hilarious. It's fucking hilarious, and they get everything that they get everything coming to them. This bitch is getting everything she deserves. She's getting dropped from Advanced GG. She's gotten kicked out of her own award show probably because her partner said, "Bitch, get the fuck out of here, you racist cunt." She gets it. She deserves everything she's getting. Looks good on her. Looks fucking fantastic on her.
Allowed to criticize people. That's fully within my right. But they were trying to join in. You can see a proposed note. It doesn't matter at this point. This stuff kind of is like over. But then again, in the same thread, they try to say racism equals reclaiming and jokingly using a slur that was historically used against black people. Y'all can call me whatever, blah, blah, blah. Bunch of bad stuff. But forbid a black person makes their own dark woke own. So they use that whole dark woke thing in their statement from yesterday.
But why, by the way, dark woke? That's not a thing. In case any of you were wondering about that.
And they're still using the dark woke own thing in January of this year, on the 28th, 3 weeks ago. And then they got absolutely ratioed into oblivion right there. But, you know, when we're like reclaiming things, I guess that's the claim. You have someone citing what they said back in May. They also added in.
What is dark woke? It's not anything. That's why I said it's not a thing. It's what quote unquote dark woke is a bullshit attempt to excuse being racist. That's it. It's a made-up word specifically designed by Narolina and possibly others who use it.
Have you heard the tragedy of dark wokus the dumb?
Dark woke is a made-up word that people like Narolina made up to excuse them being racist. That's it. Literally, that's all it is. It's an excuse that they are trying to use, clearly not working, to basically justify them being absolutely racist to white people. That's it. That's all it is. It's not something that exists. It's not a thing. And everybody knows it. And now she's suffering because of it.
Another one saying, we bringing back shiny new insults for those palm-colored semen demons. Okay, is that dark woke too? Like, I don't know, am I missing something? What are we doing?
What?
Does anyone that you think are these awful, terrible people say anything even remotely close to this stuff? Like, I feel like I needed to get out like a dictionary or a thesaurus or something to try to find out what's going on here with these terms. But let's continue with the statements. They say, my past actions have caused a great deal of grief, harassment, and abuse towards my mutuals, colleagues, and friends, and I cannot sit idly by without properly addressing it anymore. I apologize for my actions, my words, and my lack of acknowledgement towards the situation as a whole. I thought that I could ego my way through the hate. Understandable. And simply...
No, she thought that she would get like a quote-unquote army of people to rise up and support her, and she realized that everybody went, this bitch be crazy, I ain't touching this. That's what it was.
We move on. But after seeing the people I cherish around me getting attacked and unjustly targeted, I knew it was time to say something. I have not used or vowed to never use such shameful language regardless of the context.
Don't care, you get what you deserve.
Well,
don't care.
I guess we will hold you to that.
she's sorry she got called out. That's why she's sorry. She's only making this apology because scores of people called her out as the racist bitch that she is. That's it. That's what she's sorry for. If no one had called her out on this, she would have probably doubled and tripled down on it. But because she got called out on it, and because her partners in her Black VTuber Awards kicked her out, I have zero doubt that her partners kicked her out and said, "You are way too much trouble. We are not dealing with your bullshit. You're gonna tank our entire endeavor here. You're out." That's why she's backpedaling and eating shit, because she got busted. She lost her award show, and now she's going on the apology tour and probably hoping that if she goes on this apology tour, they'll invite her back.
But based on the mocking tone to anyone bringing it up as recent as a few weeks ago, I think people have their doubts. But here is the second part of the statement. I'm just going to read through it. It's pretty self-explanatory. They say, trying to bite back regardless of my justifications with such language is not okay. It's not who I want to be, nor is the type of person I want to present as. I now understand that in order to have opinions I do, I must lead by example and not stoop to the level of those who hurt me. With that said, I have decided...
No, that's not it. It's not that in order to have opinions, it's not stooping to a level of those that hurt you. You can have the opinions you want. The difference is you don't go full racist tard when someone pushes back on your opinions. If you want to have opinions, you are entitled to have your opinions. The difference being is that if someone pushes back on your opinions and you can't defend them, you don't go full racism on them because you are incapable of defending your opinions. No one has an issue with you having an opinion and defending your position or defending your opinion with logic or reason or examples. But if someone calls you out on your opinion as being wrong and your response is to immediately go full racist, yeah, that's a problem. It means that you can't defend your opinion and that you default to, you defart to fucking retardation and racism because you stand for nothing. That's what it boils down to. So, yeah, this is bullshit.
To formally and officially step away from the Onyx Awards as a founder and staff member to aid in my...
Yes, I did. I tripped over my own tongue. I was going to correct myself, and I decided to say fuck it and go with it and say she defarted. Yes, I did say that because I just said fuck it, we ball.
Extended hiatus. This decision is my choice. It has not been influenced by anyone inside or outside of the events. I want to take this time to focus on my physical and mental health, my family and friends, and my education.
Ever read
I have a lot
something
of
so
other things.
stupid that it hurts? Ladies and gentlemen, it's right here.
I prefer this is so fucking stupid it defies description. That's my personal preference.
Focus on my physical and mental health, my family and friends, and my education. I have a lot of other things going on outside of VTubing that are way bigger than me, and I feel like the best course of action is to step away entirely and prioritize myself. It's been an honor and privilege to be part of such a tremendous adventure, and I trust everyone to bring this beautiful thing to fruition. Now, if they do have other things going on in real life, go for it. Like, seriously. I don't like to prey on someone's downfall. I disagree heavily with some of the things this person has said. I think it's been pretty hateful, and I even think some of the things in this apology has been misleading about the depth of where all of this goes. But if this person has something...
She didn't have a problem attacking so many people, but when everyone called her out on her bullshit, now all of a sudden she wants to step away. This is what I'm talking about. When they get put, ignore them and they will go away. But if you want to push back on them, they'll fold like a cheap fucking suit and run away because they can't defend their positions. And this is what happens. This is like other people, not us, because we don't do this. But when, She's all for brigading someone else, but the moment she gets brigaded, she runs and hides. Because that's what they do. Because they can never defend their positions, and they will always immediately fold the moment they receive exactly what they've been dishing out.
Something good going on in their life, pursue that. Like, make something of it. Like, this stuff, like, I don't think it's great for a lot of people's mental health, and it can't be worth it at this point. So if you got good things going on in your life, like, unironically, I hope it works out really well for you. I know. I'm not joking. 100% serious. And I think that advice could work with a lot of people. I think a lot of people maybe need to take a step back, whether that's touching grass or finding some good things, good influences in your life that don't require you to be angry on Twitter all day and nights and not even get that much out of it, right? But the quotes were going after them, saying basically a hiatus after not streaming for 2 months. I checked. Yeah, basically, it's been a bit, right? Like, let me.
No. I want to see that other one. You attacked Kirsche, called her a racial slur, tried to get her sponsors to drop her. Fuck out of here with your victim shit. Bingo. Exactly.
Basically, it's been a bit, right? Like, let me see here.
Yeah.
Their last one was like in December, so like I don't think it's like a big gigantic announcement.
Yeah.
This person says you attacked Kirsche, called her
So
a
she's
racial.
So she was a V tweeter pretending to be a VTuber. That's what it boils down to. She's not a VTuber, she's a V tweeter. She hasn't streamed for months, and now she's taking a hiatus. She'll probably never come back. Yeah. But maybe she'll come back. Maybe she'll try to rebrand and come back. Who knows?
Slur, and then try to get her sponsors to drop her. F out of here with your victim mentality. And then Banana Juju, another person getting featured all the time.
Okay. So she was the one that went after Banana Juju for her hair. Okay. There you go. Banana Juju getting her well-deserved licks in.
Gets tied in everything too. She said, harassment do be crazy. I know. I still remember what you said about me. You're not the victim. You were the bully. Yep. And, I think sometimes maybe like an apology is in order because, I mean, this was her response. Girl,
there
F
it
you.
is.
When Banana Juju thanked Asmongold for defending her because she was getting brigaded, dogpiled, if you will, because of her hairstyle, because she has dreads on a fair-skinned model that is based on her real-life appearance. And Narolina jumped in and gave, obviously, a sterling criticism just saying F you. And then in the replies of that same tweet saying, these women get one lick of pushback and they immediately jump into the arms of a man who made racist remarks about Palestinians and is violently transphobic. Genuinely F you.
Which this part is not true. Asmon has been very open saying he's perfectly fine with transgender people. He's out, like, recently. He said he's totally fine with people that are transgender. He has a problem with the activistic retards and the psychopaths. He's flat out said that recently. Yeah, no, to answer your question, no, they don't listen to Asmongold. They listen to Twitter, what Twitter has to say about Asmongold, and they base their opinions on Asmongold based on what Twitter says without ever seeing one of his videos or seeing one of his streams, because that's how they work. That's exactly how they work. These people the people they attack, they don't actually watch their content. They just see what Twitter says about that, and they just adopt the Twitter hive mind approach and then attack based on what Twitter says without knowing a fucking thing.
Yeah, getting a little bit of pushback and immediately jumping away. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure to check out my Patreon. Come on and join. The water's fine, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of good stuff coming. I really appreciate everyone who's been joining up. Got big plans. Check out the new video. We're going to talk about some of the lawsuits, the Ms. Kiff stuff, and we're going to do some reacting and also some other situations going on that somehow got intrinsically tied into that as well. I think you guys will enjoy it. So check out the link in the pinned comment and description. But that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
That was something. You know what? It's good seeing one of these people get a find out. It's absolutely great seeing one of these people get a find out.